I made a human inside of this body, and it's just so incredible, and it just still amazes me to this day. Like, I look at her and I'm like, wow, like, I made you. Like, you came out of my body. Hey, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you have been here before, then welcome back. If you are new here, then make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and join my family. My family is getting so big, guys. I just had a baby. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about my labor and delivery. So labor and delivery isn't easy, and I wasn't able to film everything. I got a little bit of clips that I was able to film, but not everything. So I will throw them in and I will talk about everything else. My mom was trying to film my delivery, and they told her she wasn't allowed. And I just don't understand why, because so many people on YouTube post their delivery videos, and I wasn't able to even get mine filmed, which I'm kind of upset about, but I did get like a little clip of it. So yeah, if you guys want to hear about my labor and delivery and how it all went down, then just stay tuned and keep on watching. So it was January 24th, and I was 40 weeks and three days? I was 40 weeks and 4 days. I woke up on a Thursday, and I just had that connection with my baby that today was the day. I kind of just woke up feeling like she was coming that day, and I wasn't like telling anybody, like my fiance, my mom, my grandma, my friends. I wasn't like, yeah, she's gonna come today, she's gonna come today, she's gonna come today. I wasn't like that. Like, even if I felt like a little contraction, I didn't really talk about it, just because I didn't want to get myself excited and everybody else excited for nothing. So I was just hanging out in the house and just doing what I was doing. And you know, I go to the bathroom every like 10 minutes because I gotta pee because I'm pregnant. I literally had to pee like every 5 minutes. So one of the times that I was peeing, I think it was like 11 o'clock, that I noticed my mucus plug fell out. And it was very like sticky and gooey, and it was just so like weird that I noticed it. I was like, oh, whoa, what is this? So I sent a picture to my mom and my grandma, and they both called me like, oh my God, like in the next 24 hours, like you're gonna have your baby. Like, this is crazy. And my mom, she was like, I'm coming over right now. She was actually at work. She left work and she came over and she bought me food. So I knew like this was my last dinner, like I needed to, or dinner, lunch, I needed to eat something like very fattening that I won't regret because I'm still pregnant. So I had my mom get me a cheesesteak and a mint chocolate chip milkshake. It was absolutely delicious. We were kind of like hanging out because I still haven't had contractions. Every time I went to the bathroom, pieces of my mucus plug was coming out. So me and my mom decided, let's walk the dogs, let's take a walk. Thank God it wasn't too cold outside, so we were able to walk a couple blocks. And when we came back, I started having contractions, and honestly that was the whole point of the walk, for me to start feeling something. So after my fiance Kyle came home, he took a shower, and my mom was like, all right, let's go to the hospital. And I was like, listen, the contractions are, you know, not strong enough, because I hate pain. So if I was able to at that point still be okay, like not crying from them, then I didn't feel like it was time to go yet. And my mom was like, no, like we need to go. So whatever, we started getting ready and I started feeling like I had to poop. And I'm not kidding, guys. I'm gonna tell you guys everything raw how it was. I felt like I had to poop, so I went to the toilet and I'm trying to poop. I'm trying to poop for like 30 minutes. Like I'm like constipated. I can't poop. And my mom is like, listen, you don't have to poop. You're about to go in labor. Like you're about to have a baby. That's what it feels like. You're not gonna poop. And I'm just like, stop, leave me alone. Like I just need to poop. Like let me poop in peace. So I'm like, okay, I can't poop, whatever. And I was trying so hard. My contractions started getting worse. I think they were coming every like 7 minutes. So we got ready. My mom took all the dogs. She drove to her house because her house is closer to the hospital. We did move, so we were like an hour away from the hospital I gave birth at. I didn't want to switch hospitals like 6 months pregnant. It just didn't make sense for me, so I stayed at the same hospital. So my mom took all the dogs and me and Kyle got in our car and we were passing my mom's house and I had to poop. I really thought I had to poop. So I was like, stop at my mom's house and my grandmom's there. And oh, it was just crazy house. So much happening. Everyone's just excited and stressed and just going crazy. So I'm like, stop at my mom's house. I need to poop. I go to my mom's house. My mom and grandmom are yelling at me like, why are you here? Like, you need to be going to the hospital. And mind you, at this point, my contractions are getting worse. They're coming every like 5 minutes now. And there was a couple that I was getting like 2 every 5 minutes. So I go into my mom's house and they're yelling at me, you need to go to the hospital. I'm like, no, I need to poop. I go in the bathroom, I'm trying to poop. They're yelling at me, you don't need to poop. I'm like, please just let me poop in peace. It wasn't happening. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the hospital. So it is January 24th and it's 6:26. And I'm 40 weeks and 4 days and we're on our way to the hospital.
Just had a contraction.
Yeah, I literally just had a contraction like 3 minutes ago. Yeah. And let me tell you, they do not feel good. This morning I lost my mucus plug, but the really crazy thing is I woke up this morning just like feeling like I'm gonna have my baby today, which is kind of crazy because then I lost my mucus plug and now I'm having crazy contractions. So hopefully we get admitted. Ever since we've been in the car, I've only had 2 of them and I feel one coming now.
Really?
Yeah. So my contractions seem like they are 5 minutes apart, which is so amazing because that means we'll get admitted and then hopefully in a couple hours she will be here.
She's coming either way, whether it be an hour or 12 hours.
Are you excited, babe?
I'm so excited. Can't wait. We waited forever for this. It seems like forever.
It does, especially like at like 39 weeks. Like after
slow.
39 weeks it goes so slow and I'm 40 weeks and 4 days. So like it just felt like every day feels like a year.
Because you're anticipating it, you're waiting.
Yeah, the anticipation is the worst.
I don't even know what you look like not pregnant anymore. I forget.
I forget too. I just can't wait to meet our baby. She's gonna be so pretty. Oh, I definitely feel a contraction coming.
Yeah, it's been 5 minutes.
Oh my god. me and Kyle, we get into the hospital. They bring me into the one room and they're like telling me I am 3 centimeters dilated. So they wanted to wait to make sure that I was dilating for them to keep me, because they said if I'm not dilating, it doesn't make sense for them to keep me. I would just go home. It's more comfortable at home, and then I would come back. And I didn't want to go home because it's an hour away and my contractions were coming. So they hooked me up to the machine to check my contractions, and then they took some blood work because I had high blood pressure and I had to wait a couple hours for them to get the blood work back and check if I was dilating. She said that if I keep dilating after my blood work comes back, then they will admit me. If I am not dilating yet, they're gonna send me home.
What's going on, babe? Breathe. So,
Thank God it's over.
as we can see,
I look like shit. Like, this is such a bad angle. Let me get up.
it's a bad angle.
I literally can't even move.
So, she's having contractions
Like every 4 minutes.
every 4 minutes.
And they're getting worse. And
3 centimeters dilated.
Yeah. We're not admitted yet though.
No. Soon.
He will tell you guys what's going on.
So, your blood pressure is a little bit elevated by 1 point.
I know.
So they had to take blood, make sure that you don't, what was this called?
Have like a
P,
something with a P.
yeah, something to do with blood pressure and the placenta.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, they're gonna induce you, but probably
They're most likely going to admit me because I am dilating and I am having contractions.
You're about to have one.
And I'm about to have one.
See the pressures?
Yeah.
You're about to get one.
I feel it.
Show them.
Here, can you?
With the cat scratches.
Yeah, cat scratches. I think this is what monitors the baby's heartbeat.
Yes.
And contractions.
Oh, you're about to have one.
Yep, I feel it.
They're way closer now. See you guys soon.
Blood work came back and I ended up having preeclampsia. So preeclampsia is a disease that you get in your pregnancy, and it's if you have high blood pressure. I never have high blood pressure. I am the type of person that always has low blood pressure. I don't know why, but I do. So preeclampsia is a rare disease that is only in 200,000 US cases per year. So that's like a very small percent. It's a short-term disease. So pretty much I could have had a stroke or a seizure is what they were telling me. And I was so close to not being able to get my epidural because of this. I actually had a nurse come over my house after I came home from the hospital to check me and the baby and make sure that I don't have the high blood pressure, because I was at risk for having a seizure or a stroke, which is very scary. So they also told me that next time I am pregnant that I will be high risk. So I will have to go to the hospital like every week to get checked and make sure I'm okay. When she came back, she told me I had the preeclampsia, and then she checked if I was dilated. I was already like 4.5 centimeters dilated, and at this point my contractions were so bad. I was holding myself down on that bed. I was crying. Oh, it was so bad. My fiance was like trying to hold my hand, sitting right next to me. I'm like, babe, like you need to get away from me right now. Like, please just go sit over there. Please, just leave me alone. Like, the contractions were so painful at this point. They were coming every like 3 minutes. So I get admitted to the hospital, and the nurse came and she's like, okay, let's go to the delivery room where you will be delivering. I guess it's the delivery suite. And I was in so much pain. I was like, I couldn't even move. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. She's like, you know what? It's okay. I'm just gonna roll you there. I was like, oh my God, you are an angel. Guys, I was in so much pain. And I got into the delivery suite. I did all the paperwork and I was crying and I was just going through it. And the nurse was amazing, and she seen how much pain I was in, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna get you the doctor right now. He's gonna come in, he's gonna give you the epidural. I'm like, oh my God, please. So he comes in and he's like telling me all these things, how I was like this close to not being able to get the epidural, which I would have died literally if I didn't get the epidural. So he was like, you have to sign all these papers because, you know, something could happen to your legs and you might end up being paralyzed and just all this scary stuff. And I was in so much pain that I just was like, I don't care. I signed all the papers and I was like, let's go. I got the epidural. Oh my God, finally I was able to stop crying. It is 1:40 a.m. and we finally got admitted to the birthing suite about 3 hours ago. I was having contractions like every 2 minutes. They were so painful. Like, I was crying, literally. It was really bad. But I got the epidural and I've been having contractions, but I haven't felt any, which is amazing because they were so painful that I was praying to God for them to be over. So I feel like God is definitely with me right now and, you know, helping me not feel them. But babe is sleeping. He worked all day and was up at like 5 a.m. Hopefully the baby is coming soon. And yeah, I think I'm having a contraction, but I don't feel it, so that's awesome. I'm just drinking my vitamin water. I haven't ate since 1 p.m. and I'm starving, but this will have to work. And then for about like 4 hours, I was fine. I didn't feel anything. He told me that, you know, you'll still feel some things with the epidural, but it's not gonna be as bad. I didn't feel anything. So it is 3 in the morning and I am 8 centimeters dilated. So Giselle is coming. Tanya is taking a nap. Kyle is sleeping on his little bed. And hello, future grandmother. I just had a contraction at like 120, which is crazy. And I didn't feel anything still, so yeah, God is on my side. Wait till you start pushing. Well, I don't feel my legs, so I feel like if I push, I'm not really gonna feel anything, hopefully. I mean, I look really bad, but I thought I would look like way more swollen. During contractions, I was white, like a ghost, and all wet. Oh, I have a contraction right now. And I still don't feel it. Thank God. This is the excited face. a couple hours go by and I start feeling my whole left side of the body, and I was just in so much pain. I was getting the contractions back, but they weren't as bad, but they were bad. They weren't as bad because I was only feeling it on my left side. And it was really mainly in my like left hip. It was so painful. So I again started feeling like I need to poop. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. My butt was like opening. I felt like my butt was opening, like I need to poop. I'm about to shit myself. Like, I honestly felt like that. So I told the nurse, she went to go get the doctor, and the doctor was like, okay, listen, are you sure like you're really feeling like that? Because it's better if we wait a little longer. And I'm like, okay, let's wait. Oh, before that happened, I almost forgot. My water didn't break yet. So she came in, she said the water sac is very low. She doesn't know why it didn't break yet. We were waiting for it to break. So it didn't break, and she ended up breaking it for me, but it took her like 20 minutes to break it. She didn't just pop it. She was like with her hand like in there trying to break it. I don't know why she did it like that. I figured she would just pop it because that's what I thought they do. And she kept saying it won't break, it won't break. Like, I don't understand. But she finally got it to break. So she's like, we should wait a little longer so it'll be easier for you to have your delivery if you just wait a little bit longer. And I was like, okay, fine. I waited like 5 minutes and I was like, listen, my butthole is literally opening. I'm about to shit myself. We need to have this baby. Like, I'm ready. And she told me, you're not gonna shit yourself. You are just ready to start pushing. So finally she came in. They taught me how to push and everything. And the doctor was like, you're gonna be pushing for the next 2-3 hours. Mind you, I am in serious pain on my whole left side. Like, the epidural stopped working on my left side. I just knew in my head it wasn't gonna be, because I knew I was gonna push for my life to get this over with, because it was just that painful, and I also just wanted to already have my baby. So I'm like, my eyes were closed the whole time. I'm like, Ari, let's go. Come on. I get my legs up and I start pushing. I will insert the clip. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job.
That's your baby. Doing so well. You can see so much of the head when you push.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. It doesn't push as hard as you can.
3, 4, 5,
Good.
6, 7, 8. Let it out.
Take deep breath in and push.
2, 3, 4, 5,
Awesome job.
6,
Push, 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 push.
8. Let it out.
Deep breath in again and push.
Push really hard. Push. Push it. And breathe, okay?
You want to do another push? Baby's right here. Deep breath in and push.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let it out. I honestly only pushed for 4 contractions. I probably started pushing at like 5:10 and I had the baby at 5:27 a.m. So I pushed for like 17 minutes or less. They were saying like 14 minutes. They were shocked. They were like, oh my God, like, wow. Are you sure this is your first baby? The doctor was like, you are meant to have kids. And the crazy thing is I was so scared because my mom was like, okay, so the contractions were bad, you got through that, but just wait till you have to push. So once I started pushing, my first push, her head started showing. The doctor says to Kyle, she's like, do you want to see your baby's head? She has a full head of hair. And he actually looked and saw it, and he was like, wow, that's amazing. And he just kept saying before that, like, there's no way I'm looking, like, I can't look at those type of things. But I'm proud of him. He looked, and he said it was crazy. Once her head came out, her body wasn't even out yet, and she was already crying. Only her head was out. Her body was still inside of me, and she was crying. They also said that that usually doesn't happen, so I don't know what that was about, but pretty crazy. As I was pushing, my last contraction ended, and the doctor said, do you want to keep pushing or wait for your next contraction because you have one push left? And I felt her like pretty much out, and it just felt so weird, and I just wanted it to be over. And I was like, I'm gonna push. So she's like, all right, let's push. So I ended up pushing, and I did rip. I had to get sewed up. Giselle Abigail was born at 5:27 a.m. on January 25th, 2019. Kyle ended up cutting the umbilical cord, and then the really annoying thing was the doctor had to like be in there like to find the umbilical cord, and it just felt so weird. And then when she was sewing me up, I didn't feel the pain, but like I felt like the pressure of her like sewing and like pulling. I told you guys this was gonna be like raw and just straight to the point. As she was born, they put her on my chest and we did skin to skin, and it was the most amazing feeling ever. It was a pretty amazing experience. It was very painful, but it was just so beautiful. Like, that pain was beauty, you know, because that pain was worth it. I made a human inside of this body, and it's just so incredible, and it just still amazes me to this day. Like, I look at her and I'm like, wow, like, I made you. Like, you came out of my body. Hey, baby.
What's up? Look, her eyes are wide open. This is the first time I've really seen her awake. Look how pretty she is. I love her.
Oh, hi, baby. Aww. Daddy bonding time. Oh, babe, you look like... Not you look like, you are an amazing dad. So, Giselle was born on January 25th. On a day in Ukraine. Day. It's called Tatiana's Day, and my grandmom's name is Tatiana. Yes. So, great-grandmother of Giselle. Giselle was born on her day. So crazy. I'm just trying to think if I'm forgetting anything, because it is a lot of detail, and it was also 2 weeks ago. I wish I was able to film this sooner, but you know, being a mom is a lot of work. Babies are just the biggest bundle of joy, literally. In that moment, it's very painful, but you forget all about it once your little baby is born, and it is all worth it in the end. So yeah, I hope you guys got a laugh out of this, because like I don't know about you guys if you had to poop or felt like you had to poop, but I didn't know it was gonna feel like that. I really thought I had to poop. So now I know for my next labor that if I feel like I have to poop, I don't have to poop. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.